was data that was transferred off of an internal record-keeping device that was only used for internal case data. So this system only has the private information about union organizers, the privileged business proprietary technologies, competitors, those kind of things are in that system only. There's no other data, there's nothing else except that. So that correlated data spike lined up at the exact time window and the same amount. And so that's what we can determine was taken, was data out of that system particularly.
If the administration is taking the position that having data exfiltrated out of the United States government and potentially into other nation states, if that's about efficiency and effectiveness for the nation, it doesn't make any sense. Within 15 minutes of DOGE engineers creating accounts, usernames and passwords within internal systems within DOGE, within 15 minutes of the creation of those accounts, somebody or something from Russia tried to log in with all the right credentials, meaning they had the right usernames and the right passwords. And the question is, how do they get that and why? The second question that I have is that why is it that from what Dan has seen, as well as others, because we have spoken to other individuals who are able to corroborate this, which is that some of the data is also using Starlink as a backdoor. And that's another way to get data out of internal databases within agencies. And Starlink has now direct access where information is likely, and we believe is funneled directly into internal databases throughout the government have been opened to the open internet.
That's the key. Is these are not just my agency, these are Department of Treasury, these are Department of Energy, Department of Defense. So these are the critical systems that those agencies use that basically turn on the porch light for other foreign nation states to come on in. There's been roadblocks introduced along the way. One of the things I don't have is access to that level of data. Those logs and records of what was accessed during that time are missing, and just coincidentally missing after the data spike incident. No other period of time is missing except that small window.
Missing from your view? Would you know if other people have access to that?
They were deleted entirely.
You were able to confirm that?
Yes. I had another 8, yes, absolutely.
Another key point to your question is that, the data that was flying out of NLRB was case-related data. It was their internal case management system. So given the fact that, an entire libraries or an entire encyclopedia worth of information has been flying out, is it plausible that that would include any of Elon Musk's corporate information? It's very possible.
These are all questions you still have, but we don't have answers.
We don't have answers to that.
Can I ask you, Dan, big picture, was it an easy decision to come forward, to say this publicly, to get a lawyer, to be a whistleblower? Why decide to do that?
It was never a question whether or not to do the right thing. That was always my agenda. But how I did it, or whether or not I did it, honestly, was absolutely a question. It's my safety that's, there's so much at play that I didn't realize too, but I'm standing behind it. I'm putting my name to it, and that's just who I am.
You mentioned your safety. Why do you mention that?
We had an incident. Go ahead.
This is a difficult topic for Tan to discuss, but prior to our filing the whistleblower disclosure this week, last week, somebody went to Dan's home and taped a threatening note, a menacing note on his door with personal information.
While he was at work, yeah.
While he was at work, and it also contained photographs of him walking his dog taken by a drone. So
this was on your front door to your home?
Taped straight on, not inconspicuous, just right there in a white envelope.
You can't get any more a direct threat than that.
Dan, you said this felt like the right thing to do. What do you want to see happen next?
Just a full investigation. That's all I've wanted, is just somebody to come in and validate, tell me why I'm wrong. Just come in and say, this is because of this. And so far, I've been unable to find that. Looked throughout my agency, tried to go outside of my agency, and that was not successful.